Damien Cooley, welcome to the podcast, mate.
Thanks, Mark.
Now, let's say my son or your son is looking, he's got a good job. Him and his partner both have enough income to borrow the amount of money they need to borrow, in a general view. And they want to buy in, say, somewhere like Lane Cove, you mentioned Concord, that sort of territory.
Yep.
Middle Australia sort of thing. House, we're talking about a house.
Yep.
Would you say to them, hang on, don't buy now, just wait, we'll see what happens during the year? I know this is a tough one for you, but...
No, it's an easy one, actually.
Or just go for it. What would you say?
Very early. I got into real estate in April 1999. Remember the big hailstorm that went through Sydney? And I grew up in Rosebery, and Mum and Dad had a house in Kensington. I actually used Cotton Avenue because I remember my nan had a house there. And when Nan passed, Dad set a reserve on that property, 650 square metres in Cotton Avenue, Kensington. Reserve was 750.
Wow. Sold
for 815,000. Now we're selling that same house today probably for $4.5 million. So the old saying of don't wait to buy real estate and wait, I think is very, very true. If I look at my own journey of being in real estate and in business now for 20 years, and properties that I bought in the early years, and I still own a lot of those properties. I bought a terrace in Erskineville in 2007 for $585,000. It's probably worth 1.7 now. Haven't done that much to it. I believe in your first is the hardest, and getting into the market is incredibly important. And it's important because it may feel challenging or hard right now, but in 2 years and 3 years and 5 years, I guarantee it's going to feel easier.
Irrespective of what happens anywhere in the world.
Don't try and pick markets.
Yeah.
I'm not a believer in trying to pick the top or pick the bottom. If you're in and you buy when you can, and you look at areas that you want to live in that are going to improve your quality of life, to me, that is more important than trying to pick the peak or the trough.
Yeah, and because someone asked me my advice on this the other day in relation to his grandson who is buying property.
Yep.
With his this particular guy's granddaughter, so grandson-in-law and granddaughter, and I just said, mate, for me, you don't try and arbitrage markets. Don't try and, as you say, try and pick bottoms, tops. You don't try and pick bargains. You don't try and outsmart the market. The only thing you need to know about is my income safe? Yep. In other words, is my job safe?
Yep.
And have I got enough income to support the loan that I'm going to get?
Mm-hmm.
That way I'm never going to be, if the answer to that is yes,
yep,
then I'm never going to be forced to have to sell my property because I can't afford to pay the mortgage.
Yep.
That's the only thing you need to worry about.
True.
I'm talking as an owner-occupier.
Yep.
The rest of it, pick the place you like.
Yeah, and don't buy something just because you feel it's cheap.
Yeah.
Buy good quality real estate.
Yeah.
The things that you can't change in property is the street that it's in, the way it faces.